In this video, let us learn about evaluation. So first of all, what is the meaning of evaluation? So evaluation is the process of making a judgment. This is the process of making a judgment about someone or something, right? Someone or something, and assigning value or grades, marks to the performance. So based on somebody's performance, we are giving marks, grades, or value like ABCD grades, maybe marks to someone. Evaluation is a continuous process of teaching and learning activity. So when we are teaching something, we have to evaluate it. That's it. It anticipates objectives of education, seeks to realize them in the behavior of the students. For example, in the teaching of English, the objectives are framed and the teacher has a clear idea of those objectives. The teacher cannot organize an effective program of English. This organization of an effective program of teaching has been termed as learning experiences, which comprises of an appropriate atmosphere. So this is like going through those experiences. The teacher's task remain to evaluate in order to explore whether the desired behavioral changes have been brought in the students or not. So that is the main idea of evaluation. So next, when we move to the process, right, process of evaluation generally focuses on various aspects like modify the existing classroom procedures for better results, to understand the existing policies and practices in academics, assess the suitability of learning experiences provided to the students from time to time, examine the factors to continue effective learning, assess the realization of educational objectives, and suggest ways and means to improve the policies and practices in the existing system is called the purpose of evaluation. Let us move to the process of evaluation. In the process of evaluation is to be a tripolar process which includes educational objectives, learning experiences, and evaluation. These three are called tripolar process. Tripolar process. What are the tripolar process? Educational objectives, learning experiences, and evaluation. So evaluation involves formation of educational objectives, stating the objectives in terms of behavioral changes expected from the students, providing learning experiences as per the set objectives. So already objectives are framed, devising tools of evaluation in tune with the objectives and learning experiences. So your tools also devised or designed, arriving at a result using that tool. So whatever the tool, you are suggesting modifications in the teaching learning process if necessary. So during the process of evaluation, so they will check if it is necessary, they may change. Next, the types of evaluation. So under types of evaluation, so we may have first one, formative evaluation. So it is an integral part of teaching and learning. So this is conducted during the process of teaching learning through observation of students' responses, their engagement, looking into their notebooks, assignments, and other written works. So formative evaluation is conducted by the teacher during the instructions. So during the classroom instruction, it helps the teacher to find out the learning gaps of the students. So formative evaluation helps the teacher to know the gaps in the learning. So formative evaluation involves assessment of classwork, homework, oral questions, quizzes, so on and so forth. It uses mostly teacher-made tests. So the test is prepared by the teacher, so they are called teacher-made tests. It is used for assessing student learning program progress. Otherwise, we can say it is used to assess student learning progress during instruction when the teaching is going on. So how students are performing, when they are listening to the teacher or not. It is done to monitor learning and modifying the program if needed before its completion. So during the process of teaching, they check if they require anything, so they may modify. So that's what formative evaluation focuses on: diagnostic and remedial based oral or written performances, and it makes provision for effective feedback. Formative evaluation enables teachers to adjust teaching and taking into account the results of the assessment. It helps the students for self-assessment and learn to improve. It assists students to understand the criteria used to judge their work, and it helps students to support their peer group. So this what also is done. Next one, summative evaluation. Summative evaluation is conducted at the end of the course or program of study, right? Formative during the instruction, summative evaluation at the end of the instruction or program. It is conducted to determine if learning is sufficiently completed to move the learner to the next segment of instruction or next level of the course. We can say that making an overall assessment or decision with the instructional program is a summative evaluation, right? Based on the performance of students in summative evaluation, they decide whether to send to other class or upper class. It may focus on a single aspect of the subject matter, achievement, or skills. Its main function is the collection of evidence to determine the present position of a student in a particular area. This is where sometimes interaction between the teacher and student is very limited, right? So there is no interaction because it is only try to validate it, that's it. So that's what summative evaluation tends to use: well-defined evaluation design. It emphasizes analysis. Its instruments are reliable and valid, right? Reliable and valid. The teacher may test and rating scales, etc. Besides grading, this type of evaluation provides information for judging the appropriateness of the course objectives and effectiveness of the instruction. So this about instruction provides this. Next, let us move to the favorite or most important one, is continuous comprehensive evaluation. Continuous comprehensive evaluation, this was specially introduced by the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, to assess the performance of students in all perspectives for the holistic development of the students. So otherwise we can say, which board introduced CCE first time? So CBSE. With the enactment of Right to Education Act, CCE was introduced in the year 2009, right? This is introduced in the year 2009. So it is the type of assessment wherein the students are assessed in all the aspects like academics, games, sports, creativity, curricular and co-curricular activities, along with developing academic skills. The main purpose of this system is to make the students stress free, so there is no pressure. CCE stands for the school-based evaluation of students that covers all aspects of a student's development. So CCE covers all aspects of student development. Continuous stands for the assessment of students throughout the year, right? Continuous means throughout the year, but not just at the end of the year. So just now we said summative, that is at the end of the year, whereas C continuous throughout the year. It may be done formally or informally, right? It may be conducted formally or informally. Continuous means giving regular assignments to the students, frequently testing the students, analyzing learning gaps, applying corrective measures, retesting, analyzing learning gaps once again, giving feedback to the teachers and students for their self-evaluation. Right? This all happens continuously. Second word, comprehensive. Comprehensive means taking care of all-round development of a child's personality. All-round development of child's personality. A child will be assessed not only in terms of knowledge but subject, but also participate in other activities. This assessment is done in the scholastic and co-scholastic areas. Scholastic area refers to intellect, which is related to brain. It is related to the assessment of learners in curricular subject. It includes assignments, projects, practical work, so on and so forth. The next term, co-scholastic. Co-scholastic refers to the aspects which are related to hand and heart, right? They are health awareness, neatness, regularity, punctuality, cooperation, sympathy, obedience, and work discipline. These all come to the co-scholastic. It also includes participation and interest in creative writing, drama, debate, recitation, drawing, painting, traveling, and teamwork. So there's also scholastic includes attitude towards teachers, classmates, and environment and outdoor activities. So scholastic and co-scholastic activities can be assessed through various types of evaluations like formative and summative assessments and all that. Next up, techniques of evaluation. Right, the techniques of evaluation. What are the techniques of evaluation? The first one, oral and written evaluation. Oral and written evaluations are the oldest forms of evaluation, or otherwise conventional forms of evaluation. Oral test is made to evaluate the boldness, attitude, understanding, and communication skills of students, whereas written tests are designed to test their knowledge, their information, processing skills, comprehension, and writing skills of students. Oral and written tests can be subjective or objective depending upon the nature and purpose of the text. Maybe most of the cases if they are subjective. Second, self-evaluation. It is looking at one's own progress. Looking at one's own progress is called self-evaluation, right? Determined, so that it involves comparing the performance of individual before and after learning takes place in before and current situation. Self-evaluation generally is a procedure of systematic observation, analysis, and value of one's own learning and its results in order to stabilize or improve it. So self-evaluation can take place on an individual or an institutional level. To self-evaluate means to explore and to evaluate one's own performance. Self-assessment aims to help a person to recognize one's own strengths and weaknesses, to implement change sequentially, step by step. Next one, group evaluation. So this is the process of assessing group performances and progress of for the given assignments or projects based on set objectives. In a group evaluation, the design of the work, the report, presentation, the ability of the group to meet the deadline, contribution, effectiveness, and communication is observed and evaluated. It is done based on various principles like assessing the individual and group learning performance, assessing the process as well as the product, preparing assessment criteria, and grading scheme clear. Next, peer evaluation. Peer evaluation is a process where peer group members grade assignments or tests or based on teachers' point of references. This may include various aspects to cover learning aspects. So like the practice saves the time of the teachers and improves students' understanding of the course content as well as improves their metacognitive skills. Metacognitive skills, right? This is a peer evaluation. So peer evaluation, these are the tactics of evaluation. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Communication skills for everyone for more academic and educational videos.